The Record Store Day 2024 list is out. Here it is in my grubby little hands.
I put that record on just to make a sound.
Record Store Day is not brain surgery, but this year there's a fundraiser to help Bad Brains frontman with actual brain surgery for a neurological condition. More on that later. If you're not familiar with the Record Store Day, every year people that handle the recordings of these, letting out and putting into the world these beautiful wax pieces of history. There's CDs and tapes in there too sometimes. Record Store Day is a one day, only independent record stores get rarities and limited edition stuff, first releases of vinyl that you're not going to find any other time, except for like the next day if it's still around, or if it gets repressed in the case of a first press. But Record Store Day has a lot of exclusives, and that's what's pretty cool. That's what I like about Record Store Day. Stuff that you can only get on Record Store Day, and then it's gone until someone sells it again. Or, right? So you get the idea. That's what Record Store Day is. It's a celebration of independent record stores and a way to get people off of their couch and, you know, just not buying right through the apps and things and the department stores. You're venturing into the realm of a independent record store. And some of these are awesome. They're like museums. They're like art museums for music crazy people like myself. New ones that are coming out to put on the shelf here. Don't worry, I'm not going to get too carried away. Price is a thing, you know. Price is a thing every year. But this year, I'm optimistic. Like, I think this is a really good list. I'm kind of excited. I might have to actually get up early. So in the A's here, the Amboy Dukes, Journey to the Center of Your Mind. Now, this is a RSD First release. It's not an exclusive, but it's pretty cool. It's like a psychedelic kind of record. A guy, very famous guitarist named Ted Nugent, played in this band, and whatever you may think of his political ideology or whatever, I don't know, for me. But as a guitar player, as an artist, I respect the man in that regard, okay? And that's one that's going to be on. I want that record. But again, it's a first release. Just because it's a RSD First doesn't necessarily mean it will be re-released out into the wild again. It depends on demand, man. You know? They'll make this many copies and then maybe there'll be some more. Maybe there won't. It depends on, you know, how many people know this band and how many people buy the records. That kind of thing. From what I understand. The Beatles released a bunch of 3-inch records. Is this just a weird gimmick? Like, I don't know. Do any of you have a 3-inch record player? Does anybody sit around and talk about... Dana kind of wanted one. And I don't know. They just don't seem like they would sound very good. I think it was Mike in Phoenix over there at the In Groove talked about how, yeah, they don't sound very good. There's people that collect Beatles stuff and they're going to buy them. So, you know, I guess that's how it goes. Here's one I'll probably be getting up early for because there's 8,000 copies. And usually with Bowie stuff, it seems like there's more than that. It's usually at least 10,000 copies when they do something from the Bowie estate. Waiting in the Sky, Before the Starman Came to Earth, exclusive, 8,000 copies. It's you know, bits and pieces. There's some songs in there that have never been heard before that were, you know, putting together Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, right? And so, yeah, I'm really excited about that one. Ronnie James Dio, may he rest in peace, has The Last in Line 40th Anniversary Zoetrope, which is a picture disc, which got a little, you know, animation. I guess there's like an app you can get, and then it like flashes and you can see the animations and things. I don't know, man. They just don't sound very good. I've yet to find a picture disc that has a good audio quality to it, and that's why I'm just not. I mean, they're cool to look at, you know. I guess if I had a lot more money, if we were all wealthy, we could buy these and put them on the walls. That'd be kind of cool. We have one up here, a Disney one, that our daughter got us and put it in a little shadow box, you know, with some other Disney stuff in there. It's basically Steamboat Willie, the audio on one side of the vinyl. It's a picture disc of Mickey, you know, and then on the other side, Walt Disney talking about the cartoon, the audio of him. So that's one picture disc we have and we display it. But for most part, is anybody excited about picture discs? I know they must sell. I mean, people, I just don't know anybody that wants them, you know, or is excited about them. There's all the videos, you know, you watch on this. I'm not a big picture disc. I'm not going to spend that kind of money. If I'm going to spend money on records, I want to hear a great sounding record. It would be nice if the technology was to the point where you could see a cool image on the record while you're listening to it, but it doesn't exist in 2024. It just doesn't. Never heard one that sounded good. Sorry. Maybe there's one out there. Comments, I would love to hear from you. The Dead Milkman. Here's a punk record. It's an RSD First. Again, there's 4,500 of these made. The Doors. It's 3 LPs. Again, it depends on the prices of these things, but that's what I'm probably going to have to get, man. Live in Stockholm. Or the place, or whatever. The Stockholm is a city. Anyway, but whatever venue that this thing was at, I don't have the vernacular skills. Okay, Stockholm, September 20th, 1968. I was born in 1968. I was born in June of 1968. So I would have been like 3 months old when this concert happened. That's pretty cool. And there's only 6,000 of these made, and it is a Record Store Day exclusive. So I will have to get up early for that. What else is on here? Death Cab for Cutie live at the Showbox. And that is a Record Store exclusive. There's only 2,500 of those made. Death Cab for Cutie, a Seattle band from right here in the PNW. I remember when they were putting posters everywhere. You would see their band posters, not just in the usual places, but they worked hard. Whoever hung posters for Death Cab back in the day, man, just everywhere. And see, that's what you need to do. Be a band that everyone hears. Lots of posters. Live at the Showbox. So there's 2 Showboxes. There's one really old venue that was saved from demolition because they were going to build more condos in Seattle. Like, Seattle's short of condos. It was right across the street from the Pike Place Market, so somebody was able to bring it into the Historical Society, make it a part of the Pike Place Market history-wise. So there's that Showbox, and then there's one further down in Sodo, you know, and it's a bigger venue. 2,500 copies of that. Def Leppard live at Lead Mill in 2023. Okay, it might be, I don't know. I'll have to check the price on that one. For me, I love Def Leppard, I do, but you know, if it was like something. This is just me, and I'm not trying to be judgy. I'm sure the band is doing great in their age they're at now, just past the middle mark of ages. I want to hear that live show, baby. That'd be pretty cool. I'd buy that. Would I pay $50 for that? I don't know. Might pay 40. But anyway, so that's just me. Okay, this one's I'm kind of excited about, but it is a Record Store Day First, and odds are they're going to keep pressing this record. This was an amazing record. Is there Collective Soul fans out there? I love Collective Soul. Right around the late 90s, early 2000s, I think they kind of went away in the early 2000s, broke up or whatever. But Dosage is just a great record. And that'll be out there. I'll probably pick that up just because I love that. I love Collective Soul. Most of their stuff, I mean, again, we're talking like late 90s, early 2000s. People weren't, I mean, it was CDs, right? And now they're pressing the stuff to vinyl. Maybe I'm weird. I'm like the only Collective Soul person out there. Just pull that up on your streamer, man, that album, Dosage. The Cure, the top picture disc. Like, okay, I would buy the record if it wasn't a picture disc. If it was just black vinyl, I would buy it. You know, this is something, you know, and I thought that this would be sort of a scam way of doing it. But now I'm like sort of rooting for, make a blue copy of it, all right? I'd buy that. A red one, a gold one. But you put it on a picture disc and it's like, Colored vinyl doesn't always sound great. But I've got a lot of colored records that sound fine. They sound amazing. I've got some red records that sound amazing. Yellow records that sound amazing. Not all colored vinyl sounds bad, but some of it does. For whatever reason. I don't know. So, The Cure, picture disc, pass. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. Here's a comedy record that you see a lot out there in the wild, right? You see it. And so they're, whatever, going to repress that. Put that out there. Interesting. Dave! Dave's not here! Some of you don't. It's kind of a Gen X thing, maybe. I watched that movie so many times as an impressionable youth. Fleetwood Mac exclusive Rumors picture discs, 7,500 copies. It's not even is it an exclusive? Oh, it is an exclusive. Yeah. So that's okay. All right. So we got a couple of Kiss kind of releases going on out there. Ace Frehley, 10,000 volts picture disc. This is limited to 1750. There's only 1750 out there, and it's another picture disc. Unfinished Business Deluxe Edition box set. 2 LPs exclusive, 5,000 copies of Eric Carr from Kiss's deal. Filter, The Very Best Things. 85 to 08 Craft Recordings. This is a Craft recording. Craft recordings are good. I've never been disappointed with a Craft recording so far. 2 LPs. This is a first, and it doesn't specify how many copies, which is strange. So I don't know. I'm probably more of a greatest hits guy with Filter. I don't need to have their discography. I could get that record and not have to do Tetris over here again. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Gold Earring. This is I was kind of excited about, but it's only 1,000. This is a limited run of 1,000. The Cut Sessions, 2 LPs, music. It's music on vinyl. There's another repressing plant or whatever they're doing, audiophile stuff. We've got used records from music on vinyl they sound amazing. So excited about that, but it sounds like something that's probably just going to be in the UK, maybe. I don't know. Are we going to see that here in Seattle? I'd be excited to see it, but I don't know. There's 2 copies. maybe they're like $100 or something. Maybe that's why I'd pass. I mean, money's going to be a thing. Howland Wolf, live in Europe, 1964. RSD exclusive. Guess how many copies? Wait for it. 1,500. Wow. Only 1,500 copies. Lex Hive and Live from Terminal 5. Say that 3 times fast. Lex Hive and Live from Terminal 5. The Hives. And they're repressing that Hives record. It's just, that's a record that's hard to find. It's cool when they do that, they bring out a record that has been super expensive for a number of years. I remember Rhino released the MC5, that live record, and, tattered copies of it selling for like 60, 70 bucks. So that's a cool thing. Jazz from the Pacific Northwest. 2 RSD First 1500. There's a huge jazz festival here in Seattle. There's probably one in a lot of cities, so I don't know. As Dana and I like jazz. My wife actually did a jazz podcast a number of years ago, before most people knew what a podcast was. So we like jazz. One thing I will say about Record Store Day, and I didn't touch on a lot of jazz in here, is because a lot of it's just Record Store Day firsts. I don't see a lot of jazz exclusives. You know, there's that thing they do with a comp every year, but I don't. Even that's not an exclusive, and they're just really expensive. Jazz records, especially Record Store Day ones, are just like, oh, jeez, $50 for 1 LP. What? $50 for 2 LPs too much. This was I was kind of excited about, but it's gonna be, speaking of expensive, Mudhoney, Suck You Dry Reprise years. This is the Reprise Records years when they broke off from Sub Pop and got signed to the big label. If you watch the documentary on Mudhoney, they talk about what a disaster that was. But they got 5 LPs, baby. And there's only 3,500 exclusive. And this is an exclusive, so once they're done, they're done. So 3,500 copies of that box set. Yeah, Russ, but does that mean they won't release them individually? Is it just the box set that's 3,500 copies? I don't know. Call your congressman. These are things beyond my meat computer's productivity meter. Malfunction, Olympus Awaits. So this is pretty cool. This is Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone, Temple of the Dog. This is a really cool, another record that's just about impossible to find out there. And if you do, especially nowadays, 10 years ago, maybe you'd come across it. Someone might not know about it. And it would be, $10, but oh geez, this is a really hard record to find. And they're repressing this. And it is it looks like it's a first release. So maybe they'll make more, hopefully. Depending on how many Andrew Wood, grunge rock. And it's a little glam, like Andrew was like into bands, like he was sort of where Eddie Vedder meets Bret Michaels. if that makes any sense. That's Andrew Wood. God rest his soul as well. So MLE Crew, Supersonic and Demonic Relics, double LP, picture discs. Not buying it. I'm just not buying it. 2,500 copies. Another thing about MLE Crew, I like the music, I like the band, I grew up with that stuff. Especially up to Dr. Feelgood, those records are amazing. But most of the stuff I bought from, like, even Record Store, I got this 10-inch. It just doesn't sound very good. I got the cassette tape box set that came with a magnet. And cassette tapes and magnets don't mix, so the first tape, and then they sent me another tape, but still, the quality of the other tapes weren't that great. Crucial Crew box set with all the cool splatter vinyl and all that stuff. They sound pretty good. I will say that. So that I can't say anything negative about that. But, I kind of feel like I'm rolling the dice. And I'm not going to buy a picture disc because potato quality sound. Motorhead. Motorhead always seems to have a RSD release. Remorse? No. That's the name of the album. This is a double LP. Exclusive. 2,100 copies are going to be out there. That's it. Seven Dust. Heavier Than Seven. Special release. Colored LP on Rise Records. Only 1,300 copies. Any of my Seven Dust fans out there? Rock! Some killer stuff. Rock and roll. Love me some Seven Dust. I might pick that up. The price is right. And there's still some available. I don't, they closed down Chuck E. Cheese. What does that have to do with anything? people line up. They don't open till like 10 or something like that, and people would use the bathroom at the Chuck E. Cheese. For whatever reason, Chuck E. Cheese would open, I don't know, like 9 or whatever. So people, they don't like use bathroom record stores usually. So that's going to be a hindrance to the Linwood silver platters. All right, Screaming Trees was another great Seattle band back in the day. Strange Things Happening. The Ellensburg Demos. 1986 through 1988. This is a Record Store Day First. 3,500 copies. Pauly Shore and the Crusties. Pauly Shore, anybody? What is that? Weasel. Not gonna buy it. Might be funny though. Joe Strummer and the Mescals. Not sure how to pronounce that either, but I like Joe Strummer. I'm not a, of course, the guy from The Clash. Amazing guy. I don't know, man. I might have to pick that up. It's a double LP with check on the price. 1,800 copies. I'm not a huge Joe Strummer. I love The Clash, you know. Joe Strummer kind of did his own thing, and it's fine. It's fine. Mr. Big, Lean Into It, live. Love that CD. I wore that CD out when it came out. Mr. Big. Lean Into It. It's got the train that's like... That's a Record Store Day First, so it's not an exclusive. Sonic Youth. Hits are for squares. RSD First, double LP. 5,000 copies. Sonic Youth. Pretty cool. Offspring, but it's a first. It's not an exclusive. So, Offspring 20th anniversary picture disc. 2,500 copies. For those of you who like picture discs. So I did hear that there's a lot of folks, and this is a weird thing, but it's true. There's a lot of people that buy records just for the artwork. And they don't play them. There's a percentage of people who buy vinyl today that never listen to it. So maybe this is for them. The picture disc thing. I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinions. Yeah, so Offspring, cool. Not buying a picture disc. Alan Parsons, Pyramid Project. The Orkin Progress. Record Store Day exclusive. 2,000 copies. Pearl Jam is releasing Dark Matter exclusively on Record Store Day. So this is interesting, right? They're releasing the record on vinyl on Record Store Day. There's going to be 15,000 copies, and that's it. No more. But it is on a colored variant, so maybe that's part of the, if it does sell more than that, they'll repress it on black vinyl. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. This is an RSD exclusive. I'll get up early for this one. Tad. Love me some Tad. If you don't know who Tad is another Seattle band a lot of people haven't heard of. They're just as good, in my opinion, as Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains. Tad, amazing. But they didn't fit the mold of, these cute Seattle hottie guys that everyone should. Tad Doyle does not look like Kurt Cobain or, some of these other guys. Sorry. I'm not going to win any beauty contests, but he's an amazing artist. And Tad. Look up Tad on your streamer if you haven't heard of Tad. Linda Ronstadt has got a bunch of... this reminds me of Tony. A buddy Tony out there. Over there in Pennsylvania. Over there in the east over there. He's a Linda Ronstadt fan. Thin Lizzy, live at Hammersmith, 1976. 2 LPs, RSD First. And so there's 4,500 copies. Now I had to look this up when I put it here for this video. So this is, I've got this one, Live and Dangerous. And it says on here, do I have this record? What the heck? But actually it's Hammersmith. Part of it was recorded there. So right there, if you can see that, I don't know. This was recorded at a number of venues in different places. This is probably a better record. Just for that reason. Let's grab the best performances of each song and put them together as a live album. And that is what makes it dangerous. All right, Tesla, Reel to Reel. And so I love Tesla. Love the band Tesla. Not the car. The car's okay. I remember when the car first came out, I'm like, that's a band. But this album is not something that I'm really after, because it's more of it's like a bunch of covers, you know? And Tesla's got a great catalog. Like, why wouldn't you release some of their other albums? I'd buy that. Make a blue one. Make a swirly one. And then make 1,500 copies, and I'd buy that. But this is like reel to reel. It's cool. It's recorded in like an old studio with really old equipment, and it's very analog. But they're doing cover songs of other bands, right? Which is fine. But I don't know if I want to spend the extra cash to buy a record of that. I don't know. Again, the price, you know. If the price is right. It's double LP, so it's going to be expensive. Talking Heads Live, exclusive. RSD exclusive. This is recorded, looks like at a radio station. WCOZ. Hey, this is Russia on WCOZ in New York. I don't. Television. Here's another. These are like CBGB bands, right? Talking Heads and Television. Television, live at the Academy, and it is double LPs, 2,500. Record Store Day First, live at the Academy. That's pretty awesome. There's some other television records that I wish they would re-release, you know, that are pretty rare, hard to find. Haven't had a press in a while, and they could, you know, make a blue one. I'd rather buy that. I don't know, this might be great. T-Rex Zinc Alloy 50th Anniversary Zoetrope Picture Disc. Got another picture disc for you. It's like, I don't know. They can put this out for a vote. They ask people, are we just weird, us people that watch these videos or make these videos? I don't get it. Never heard one that sounds good. Ever. Speaking of CBGBs, Tragically Hip, Canadian band. They're great bands. I like Tragically Hip. I don't love them. I like them. I'm getting back into some of that old stuff, and Tragically Hip is one of those bands. From Canada, this was recorded at CBGB's. It's a first release, and there's 2,500 out there. Paramore, and I don't know if the band or it's Hayley Williams, is a Record Store Day ambassador, and they're releasing the album on vinyl on Record Store Day, which is pretty cool. This is why. 10,000 double LP with remixes. So there's two different copies of this that they're going to be releasing. There's 10,000 double LPs with remixes, and then they're releasing another one, which is 15,000, and it's just the regular LP. Team Sleep. Just self-titled double LP, RSD First, 5,000 copies. Team Sleep is the side project of Tino Marino from the Deftones, so that's pretty cool. Live at KEXP, it's our Seattle affiliate public radio. Band is called Pigs, 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 Pigs. I'm not kidding, it's right there. See that? A lot of pigs. It's a Record Store Day exclusive. There's 1,500 copies. Do they not like the Police? It's a jazz record for you. David Pike worked with Herbie Mann and a lot of other jazz people I can't pull out of the meat computer right away. But there's a name for you. It's an RSD exclusive. There's 2,000 pressed, so I'll throw that one out there. Live from Red Rocks in 2005, the Pixies. My battery's running low. I've got to start wrapping this up. That's what I had to just click on right there. 1975 Sire Demos, the Ramones. RSD exclusive. There'll be 6,000 copies of the Ramones. We got Public Enemy, Queen has a 7-inch Cool Cat 7-inch vinyl. This is a RSD exclusive. A lot of these 7-inches are all exclusive, so there's be 2,000 of them, and that's it. GBI, Dave Grohl joins Anthrax's Charlie Benecke, Scott Ian, of course, of Anthrax, and they collectively came together and dubbed themselves GBI. And they cover Bad Brains' Regulator from their self-titled 1982, their debut album back in the day. And the reason they're doing this, the Bad Brains frontman HR has been diagnosed with a neurological condition that's causing him severe headaches. He recently had brain surgery, and the money is being raised as part of his recovery. You know, getting together to help HR from the legendary punk band Bad Brains recover. That's where that money's going to, and I'll be picking up that record if it's there. This is a Record Store Day exclusive. There will only be 3,000 copies pressed. Frank Turner, 7-inch Girl from the Record Store, another Record Store Day exclusive. Black Crowes, Wanting and Waiting. There's 2,000 copies of that, and that's it. There we go. Eric Church has a Gladwell County, a country guy I enjoy, and it's like a 7-inch or 10-inch. It's an EP and exclusive. U2, Live at the Sphere, Las Vegas, Atomic City is the song. It's a 10-inch single, 3,000 of those. It's a first Record Store Day first, so I don't know, interesting. But that's it. That's it for me. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me in there. Peace, and I hope you have a great Record Store Day, and tomorrow as well, and all the Record Store tomorrows that you have in your life. Subscribe to the channel if you stuck around this long. Might as well. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Number 1. You're so cute. Dana's gonna